You know she's getting filled by some black stud. You know there's some black fucking bull that's just filling her with cock meat, giving her the real fuck she deserves. Some big black bull just filling her with cock meat. And that's his crazy talk.
Indeed, that is crazy talk. And we are live. And I guess I can get the starting soon ticking down there. But yeah, we're live. We're live. No show last night. I had some plans. It was totally not me being in a sex dungeon. So I don't know who told you all that, but that's not what happened. But no, I had some plans yesterday. I actually got home in time. I could have done the show, but I was being a lazy fuck. I didn't want to. I didn't have anything planned. I just had nothing. So there's no point in me going live. But I'm live tonight. I'm in a good mood tonight. A buddy of mine did run a comic book stand. I used to run it with him at a flea market. But he doesn't do it at the flea market anymore, but he still does cons. So I still sell comics to him. When I fill up... See, I still read some comic books. Not as many as I used to, but I read a few. And I don't collect them anymore like I used to. So when I fill up a box, I sell them to him. Not for a ton of money. It's like $50 a box. He's making a killing off of it. I just want a little bit of money back. And, I don't need to keep him around. So, but today he paid entirely. He gave me $50 for the box. Entirely in 50-cent pieces. 5 rolls of them. He was a little apologetic, but not tired. He was sort of like, this is what I have on me. But I'm like, that's fine, because a little quirk about me is I love spending oddball money like this. $2 bills, dollar coins, 50-cent coins, that sort of shit. I love spending that oddball money. Some cashiers get fucking confused. They don't know where to put it in a register kind of thing. I don't know why. It just always kind of makes me smile. Especially $2 bills. Because, it's got Jefferson on the $2 bill. That's the best of our founding fathers. And, $2 bill is also really nice if you go to a titty bar, go to a strip club. Which, of course, I don't recommend such a thing. That's terrible. I would not recommend such a thing. Because I'm a good Christian boy. And I respect women. I respect the women. So I would never go to such an establishment. But if you were to go to such an establishment, then it would be good to take a few $2 bills. Somebody says $50 in rolls of quarters. Goddamn, that must be a lot. No. In rolls of 50-cent pieces. I'll probably take a picture of them and throw them up on the Facebook page in a little bit. But no, they're actually really short, these little rolls. They're like half the length of a roll of quarters. And they're $10 a pop. So I got 5 rolls of 50-cent pieces. Again, most people would be annoyed as fuck. Like, oh, I got to take this to the bank and get real money. Not me. I'm like, oh, this is great. I can't wait. I might buy something for like $30 in the next few weeks and pay it. And not in the rolls, by the way. I'm going to pay with the coins loose. Because I'm a dick. So he says, 50-cent pieces, don't know they still have those. I believe they still make them. I believe a few of these, I can't really see the date on them. But you can see like half the date. It looks like a few of them are from the 70s. But I believe they still make them. Yes. I know they still make the dollar coins. They're actually going through all the presidents on the dollar coins. Like, the dollar coins used to have, I want to say like Susan B. Anthony on them or something up until like 99. And then it was Sacagawea, for a few years. I want to say like 10 years of that. And then they started doing like each year there was like 5 different presidents issued on the dollar coins. The change machine at work to use the you can use a change machine at work for the vending machine, and it'll give you, or if you put a 5 in the vending machine at work, they'll give you dollar coins back. So I do still get dollar coins once in a while. But yeah, 5 rolls of 50-cent coins. Now, a lot of people, like I said, they'd be annoyed by that. I was like, oh, damn, that's awesome. That made my night. I'm like, I can't wait. I'm going to rip these rolls open. I'm going to spend them all loose. I might spend like a chunk of them at a certain place just to annoy the piss out of somebody. But, yep. That makes my day. Like I said, a little quirk about me. Used to love $2 bills. I still do. See, I don't get that kind of oddball money as much as I used to because, like, see, a lot of you Zoomers, a lot of you young folks, you're too young to understand this, but I can remember when I used to get a check from my place of employment. Sometimes it would be the boss gives it to you Friday. Sometimes they mail it out to you, which I did not like because my post office is fucking shitty, and there's nothing worse than a check lost in the mail and they gotta. You know, it's been too many days, and you got to cancel it, get another one. No. But yeah, I used to get an actual check from my places of employment. Now, some of you are confused. Some of you Zoomers like, what are you talking about? Well, see, this was a piece of paper they would give me that would promise me the money they owed me, and then I would have to go to the bank, and then they would actually give me the money. But when I would do that, when I cash my check at the bank, I'd usually put most of it in my account, but I'd take out some money for the week, have a little bit of money on you, 50, 60 bucks, 70, 80, maybe, who knows, depending on the size of the check, really. But, have a little bit of cash on you. And, the girl at the bank, she'd always be like, well, how do you want your money? And my first question was always, do you have twos? Do you have any twos? After that, it's like, you got any 50-cent pieces? You got any dollar coins? I don't go to the bank anymore, really. I think the last time I went to the bank a couple weeks ago. I had to replace my debit card because the chip was starting to die and the magnetic strip was all but dead. I mean, hell, most of the time I'm not even carrying cash on me anymore. For better or worse, I just have the damn card, which, I mean, you could argue is safer because if somebody steals your card, you can get it canceled right away. If somebody steals cash, you're never going to see it again. Somebody in the chat, this is funny. I used to get checks too until they forced me to get direct deposit. My boss literally told me to go to the bank and come back without clocking out. That's fucking funny. Sent you to the bank on company time. Don't get me wrong. Direct deposit is much easier. I don't lament. It's not one of those things like, where I think technology has screwed us a little bit. No, that is much easier. The amount of times I had to stress over a check being late in the mail or possibly lost. Because why some of these places insisted on just on mailing the check instead of letting me just go to HR and pick it up, whatever. So yeah, this isn't like, I often lament like the amount of digital media we have now and streaming services, in my opinion, aren't as good as the video store, that sort of thing. Trust me, there's a lot of ways I don't think technology has moved us forward in the last couple of years. I think it's made things a little worse. But direct deposit is not one of them. Yeah, I got to the bank more often and got to ask for goofy money, but there's nothing stopping me from just going to the bank now and doing the same thing. I just, I don't think to do it. I mean, nothing's stopping me aside from the fact that banks have terrible hours. But yeah, 5 rolls of $10 worth of 50-cent coins each. This is gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun to spend. That's gonna annoy the piss out of it. I'm gonna pay for like a $10 meal at a restaurant. Like some fast food joint with them or something. Gonna piss off some poor minimum wage schlub. Good times. Good times. So, we got a few stories I want to cover. The first, bit of a sad story. You're gonna have to fire up your F key. You're gonna have to have your F key ready. Um, let's go to Windows Capture. Spider-Man and Robin artist Tom Lyle, I want to say Lyle, in coma after suffering brain aneurysm. This is an artist. He did Spider-Man a lot in the 90s. There were 4 Spider-Man books going on simultaneously. Monthly ones, I should say. Amazing Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man, and just plain old Spider-Man. And, they were all taking place roughly, around the same time. It's just different creative teams telling slightly different stories with him. But he was the artist on Spider-Man. Just, no adjective, no nothing. Spider-Man, just good old fucking Spider-Man there. And he had a slightly dark tint to his work. I don't know. I might bring up some stuff. It's almost a shame we don't have. Luke doesn't do the visuals anymore. He was great at just bringing up tons of stuff. But you can see a little bit here. He had a little bit of a dark feel. Not even that it was very dark color-wise, but there was just something very, very good at drawing urban landscapes. Very good at adding some intense emotion to pictures. I always liked his artwork a lot. Anyways, Spider-Man and Robin artist Tom Lyle is in a hospital following a brain aneurysm. Artist Philip Sevy, who is responsible for such books as Tri-Edge and Tomb Raider, shared the news on Twitter, writing, "So my mentor and friend, hashtag Tom Lyle, is in the hospital right now for suffering a brain aneurysm. The doctors are hopeful, but he could all use your good thoughts, wishes, etc. I drew the Scarlet Spider in support. If you know Tom, feel free to do the same. Get well soon, friend." There you go. Boom. Lyle, who's 65 years old, is the co-creator of several characters, including Stephanie Brown. That's a character in DC, by the way, that originally was called Spoiler. She was a vigilante in the Batman books. Took on the role of Batgirl for a while. He's also responsible for many prominent redesigns of existing characters, in addition to Amazing Spider-Man. Oh, he did work on Amazing. I always associated him with just Spider-Man. But you're right, he did. Yeah, he was on Amazing for a while. Lyle worked on such books as Punisher, The Comet, Starman, and many more. Lyle has also worked as a writer on various series. Sebi provided additional information on Facebook about Lyle's condition, explaining that the doctors will, quote, operate and try and clear up the blood clot, quote, on Wednesday. Quote, he and his wife Susan Paris Lyle could use all your good thoughts, prayers, wishes, whatever you can give during this time, he continued. So, bit of sad news. I was always a fan of his work. Not a ton to talk about on that story, but I just thought it was worth bringing up. But we got some other stories. Forney did a great stream today. It's actually not on his YouTube channel anymore. He's going to put it on BitChute here soon. He had England on, and we're talking about a lot of the dirt of TRS collapsing. I caught little bits and pieces of it. I wasn't able to listen to the whole thing. I had some shit I was doing this afternoon. But it went on for a while. So check that out on BitChute when you get a chance. I'm hardly a fan of England. I mean, I don't dislike the guy personally, but I'm not a fan. Not a fan of his word. So we got a few things I want to bring up here. If I can get the damn thing to load here. Let me bring this up. Sorry, folks. I know. Very, very professional stream. I super, super professional. Oh, I saw a shit ton of movies over the past couple days. I got caught up on a bunch of movies I wanted to see. I finally saw Alita Battle Angel. It was pretty good. Very anime-ish come to life, for better or worse. For all the good and bad that entails. It was very much an anime come to life. I saw Venom. Venom was about as good as it could have been. I mean, you remove Spider-Man completely from the equation of a character that is a direct spin-off of Spider-Man. It was as good as it could. I mean, there were certain things it got really, really right, but it was as good as it could have been. I mean, it's worth a watch if you got the time, but it's Venom's insanely formulaic as far as a superhero origin story. It really feels like your run of the mill superhero origin story of the early 2000s. Um, but there's some moments worth checking out in it. What else? I saw Godzilla King of the Monsters. That was a lot of fun. That movie was. I enjoyed that movie a lot. Um, Not even a huge Godzilla fan, but I always had a soft spot for it. I got a lot of friends that were big into it. I had a roommate once that was big into it. So I have an appreciation for Godzilla. What the hell else did I see? I was hanging out with a lady friend and we were watching a lot of movies. Um, I saw Lincoln Lawyer with Matthew McConaughey. That's actually pretty damn good. Um, yeah, I enjoyed that movie a lot more than I thought I would. And what was the last one I saw? Oh, we watched the new Predator. I liked the new Predator. It was pretty damn good. It's definitely the weakest of the Predator movies. Of the 4 Predator movies, it's the weakest. But I mean, that's like saying it's the worst movie in a string of really good movies. I mean, the first Predator is an absolute fucking masterpiece. The second Predator, I don't know why everyone shits on it. The worst thing you can say, it's like a Ghostbusters 2 situation, where the worst thing you can say about it is it's not as good as the movie it followed. Predators is actually pretty good and an interesting take on the franchise. Interesting new kind of story with it. But yeah, this new Predator, Predator 4, I'll just call it for simplicity's sake, pretty good. I enjoyed it. Um, Pretty, yeah, it's what you want out of a Predator movie. I don't know what to tell you. If you like Predator, you'll like it. Is it the best Predator movie? No, it's probably the worst Predator movie. Um, Assuming you're not counting the Aliens versus Predator movies, because Aliens versus Predator 1 is rough. Aliens versus Predator 2 is pretty bad. If you'd have just taken those fucking books, the comics and the novels where, you got it set on a future and this human woman ends up with the predators. Those were great stories. If you'd have just taken those and made movies out of those, you'd have made amazing movies. But, Hollywood always thinks they know better than the source material, even when they don't. But they usually don't. But yeah, of the 4 Predator movies, the new one is definitely the worst one. But I mean, it's like being the worst piece of a really good chocolate cake or something. I mean, they're all great. They're all worth watching. So yeah, the movies I saw, I recommend Lincoln Lawyer. I don't even want to talk about the plot of that a lot without giving it away because I went into it pretty blind, and that's the way to do it. Lincoln Lawyer is a pretty good courtroom legal thriller / mystery, whatever. It's good. And yeah, so Lincoln Lawyer, that's recommended. Godzilla, King of the Monsters. If you have any love for Godzilla, you'll get a kick out of it. Venom, I don't know. It's just meh. I give it a big old meh. It wasn't awful, but I don't know if I'd say I'd recommend it. If you see it on like Netflix or something, is worse. There's worse ways to kill, I guess, in 90 minutes or however the fuck long it is. And only a little bit better on Alita. Alita's okay. I mean, it's all right. It's better than Venom. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's as bad as Venom. I mean, it was just okay. I mean, if you're the kind of person that really, really would enjoy Alita, you probably already saw Alita. I don't know how it's like. You're probably already an anime nerd who went and fucking saw it. Otherwise, it's the kind of movie you're probably going to say it was okay. There's a lot of interesting aspects to it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I was enjoying it while I watched it, but it's kind of the movie where it's like, the more I thought about it, the more I'm picking it apart in my head. Where it feels like the kind of movie I would like less each time I watched it. And I really don't know why we needed to fucking anime girl up her eyes like that. I get she's a cyborg, and those aren't real eyes or something like that, but it's like There's cyborgs all over the place who just look like normal-ish people as much as a cyborg will. Like they don't have giant creepy eyes like that. So, but Godzilla King of Monsters, I enjoyed a good deal. If you like Godzilla, I think you like it. If any of these movies seem like something you'd want to watch, then they're probably something you'd want to watch. That's the best recommend. If they look interesting to you, they will probably interest you. Is the best way I can describe all those movies I watched the other day. All right, so let's talk about some of what's going on in the news. So the big story, we're going to bring up this video. We got to talk about it, guys. We shouldn't talk about
SUV season is...
Yeah, okay. I know I still don't have an ad blocker. I wasn't home a lot this week. Give me a break. I'm lazy, and I'm a boomer. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a technological boomer. All right. So, unfortunately, we gotta talk about Little Miss. How dare you? We gotta talk about fucking. We got to talk about the Down syndrome Captain Planet here. Hey guys, it's SUV season. Yes, it is indeed. So here we go. Let's listen to Greta.
This is all wrong. I shouldn't be up here.
All right. Well, I agree. So that was a great speech. I'm really tempted to just not listen to the rest of it, but let's go through it. That should be the end of it. I shouldn't be up here. Yeah, then all right. Fantastic. Thank you for your time.
I should be back in school on the other side of the ocean. Yet, you all come to us young people for hope.
I don't recall asking you a goddamn thing, little lady.
How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words.
I am adoring the memes that come out of this. My favorite one is where it's like, trick-or-treater meme, and it's like, where you go through your bag of candy and you don't find any of the free drugs that you were warned about. And it's her going, "You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words." Oh, man. People, this delivery is so bad. This girl is, look, I know child actors, a good child actor is hard to come by. I get it. It's a big problem Hollywood has. Well, that and the fact that they're always raping them into trauma. So they go crazy by the time they become an adult. But no, it's difficult to find a child actor that's a good child actor because obviously kids are stupid. Kids don't know how to do shit. They're just kids. Right? So obviously the craft of acting is something a child's going to tend to not be as good at as an adult. Like anything else in the world, a child's not going to be as good at it. Damn it, I thought I got that fucking... I thought I got the sound clip fixed for that. The super chat just reminded me I got to go back in and fix the sound clip. Anyways. There's a lot of cases of child actors. Like, look, as a horror fan, the first Child's Play would have been a really good horror movie if not for the kid in that movie. That kid is terrible, and he sucks the air out of every scene he's in, and he's in most of the scenes. But it's like you can't be too mad at him because he's a kid. It's rare to find a kid that is a prodigy that can act. I say all this to say, well, I understand creepy globalist scum, how it was difficult for you to find a little girl that can act to read your stupid bullshit speech. But you could have done a little better than this. Because this is making the kid in the Child's Play movie seem like he should have gotten an Oscar. This is terrible. Now, I understand this girl's from like Sweden or some shit, some cucked European shithole. And I guess, is English, do they, I don't think they speak English there, do they? I don't really know. I don't really know a lot about Sweden. I don't concern myself with the internal affairs of baby nations that don't have their flag on the moon. You know, here in America, the only country that matters, we speak English, and unfortunately also Spanish. Hopefully we can deal with that problem. But I'm going to assume that English is not this girl's first language, and that's why this speech reading is so fucking terrible, so fucking off. It's like the bad dub of a fucking 5th generation video game. Like like PS1 fucking, because they could finally do all the CD quality sounds, so they had all the dubbing. But if you go back and listen to like the voice acting in like fucking the first Resident Evil or something, it's shit. It's pure unadulterated shit. Boogie sends $2. Thank you very much. Says I marvel they found the one unmolested Swedish girl. I don't know about that. Did they? Did they really? Well, let's go on. Let's hear about how we're all doomed.
And yet, I'm one of the lucky ones. People are suffering. People are dying. Entire ecosystems are collapsing.
Where? Where is that happening? Where are entire ecosystems collapsing? Possibly China. Possibly India. Maybe in Africa that's happening. But this fucking... recently on this channel we were making fun of Glenn Greenwald or some shit like that. What's his name? The guy that did the He-Man is the Devil documentary, which reminds me, we're going to watch another video of his. And while it's fun to laugh at and all, and it's fun to laugh at Miss Climate Potato over here. What pisses me off about it, as a man of faith, is that guys like Glenn He-Man is the Devil Greenwald or whatever his name was, and Phil Don't Let Me Around a School, whatever his name was, they make Christians look retarded. Now, what pisses me off about this climate change hoax, and let's fucking call it what it is, a hoax, is that it discredits legitimate environmental concerns. We have a major problem with bee populations, for example. That's a pretty big fucking concern. Nobody wants to talk about it. We don't have some retarded Swedish girl giving us a poorly acted speech about that. Nobody wants to talk about the fact that China is polluting this world at levels so staggering that it could logically be considered an act of war against the rest of the planet. That China has air pollution that can easily be seen from fucking space. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about real environmental concerns. And those of us on the right, I guess I'm on the right. I don't even know what the fuck I am anymore. I'm free agent anymore. But on the right, one of the things about the right that has always bothered me is how dismissive of environmental concerns they are. When really it was people on the right who invented environmentalism, or back then we called it conservationism, back before it became a fucking completely co-opted by communists and globalists. Back then we called it conservationism. And it was largely people on the right who invented concepts like that. So while it's fun to mock Little Miss fucking Climate Potato here, and we will, this is upsetting. This sucks the air out of the room for anyone that wants to talk about a real environmental concern. Also, if man-made climate change was real, and it's not, if it was, the only solution would be population control. Specifically, population control in the parts of the world that are actually the major polluters. All that trash and all that plastic in the fucking Pacific Ocean, that's not us. That is 90 fucking % China, about 9.99% India, and then the other 0.00% is the rest of the world, I guess. But she doesn't talk about India or China. Because India, she don't go to fucking Beijing or Mumbai and give the speech, because those fucking savages tell her to go fuck off. Probably rape her on the way out. And I'm sorry. No matter how industrial they are, the fucking Chinese are savages, all right? They eat dogs. No civilized human being eats a dog. Period. Fucking period.
We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can
Yeah, of white people.
talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you? For more than 30 years, the science has been crystal clear.
Oh, has it? Because that's funny, about 40 years ago, they thought it was global cooling. So I guess once they abandoned it, it's been clear since then, huh? All right, we're done with Potato Girl here, who says, give up your money to make the sky less angry. Eat bugs and pay higher taxes to change the weather. Yes, thank you, sweetie. That's very, very useful. Let's see what else we want to talk about. Oh, I know what else we want to talk about. Actually, first, I don't know. I want to watch a video by Glenn Greenwald, I believe is his name, the Eagle's Nest guy. Let me make sure I get that up and ready. It was only a couple days ago. I think I had it. I'm gonna find it in my history here. Come on. Here we go. All right, I want to make sure I got that ready for y'all, folks. I want to make sure we got that ready. Okay. First, let's go through. While we're talking about little Miss Climate Change activists here, we got an article. This is fantastic. Greta Thunberg, whatever. Greta Potato became a climate activist not in spite of her autism, but because of it. Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. That sounds about right. This is by Steve Silberman, of course. Do I even want to read through this shit? I think that about says it all. Here's the other thing I don't like about Climate Potato here. And I don't like this when the right does it. Now, the right doesn't do it as much because, the right can't get away with as much shit because they're not in power, generally. But I don't like using children as political props. Because here's the thing. Here's the game the left wants to play. And again, people on the right have been guilty of this in the past too. Okay, so they trot her out there. And even though she's some 16-year-old twat who nobody should take seriously regarding her opinion on anything, okay? Not a thing. There's no reason to consult a 16-year-old girl's opinion on anything. But okay, we're supposed to take her seriously as a climate activist. But at the same time, when you criticize her, or when you dare to make a goofy meme about her, and we got a few of those running through our meme scroll here, well then, oh, you're picking on a 16-year-old, you're picking on a child. Okay, well, you don't get to have it both ways there. Oh, and people on the right like to do this too when they can. Okay? That's why I never really was a somebody who was like, oh, you guys got to go check out Soph. She's so fucking based, am I right? No, I didn't like that at all. Now, don't get me wrong, some of her videos were funny. Credit where credit's due. A few of them were pretty fucking funny. But I wasn't out there like, sharing them a great deal because I was a little uncomfortable with it. All right. For one thing, she's 16, and being on the right, she's gonna, like Greta here is gonna have her. She's gonna be taken care of for the rest of her life. They've probably already thrown shocking amounts of money at this girl. But that's not true when you're on the edgy right. So there's a good chance a girl like Soph ruined her fucking life doing this shit, getting all that heat, all that attention. But also, like, whenever the left would go after her, a lot of people on the right wanted to be like, she's just a 13-year-old girl. What are you guys doing? She put her fucking shit out there. You kept talking about how fucking based she is. Of course, then she's a target. You don't get to throw the... But they always want to play this game. They always want to put the kid out there saying it so that you have to listen and you can't fucking... you can't attack her back. Well, I'm sorry, but that's a load of horse shit. And I'm not going to play along with that crap. So, yeah. We're gonna all make fucking memes and laugh at Greta's autism and her shitty, terrible acting and all to the end of time. All right, sweetie? You didn't have to go out there and do that. But you did. All right. Moving on from that. We're not going to listen to the whole speech. I can't. I just can't. Here's an interesting little tweet. There's a guy, Quintus Curtius. I've been fascinated by his Twitter for a few months now. And I discovered him because Arini loves to fucking retweet him. Arini loves to hang on this clown's every word. Now, Quintus Curtius, near as I can tell, he's a pompous ass he's a pompous, self-absorbed dickhead who lives 3 feet up his own ass. But from what I've heard, a lot of people want to defend him to me. He actually is the man Davis pretends to be. Okay, fine. But here's a good example of why I think the guy's a clown. And why Davis Arini, of all people, love to hang on his every word. Let's take a look at this tweet, shall we? Meaningful self-improvement involves spending money, period. No skinflint ever bettered himself in his log cabin. Investing in books, clothing, travel, and other things that will have a lasting impact on your life. Lots of knob nibblers out there save $25 and they're still dorks. He writes, by the way, in this weird, it's like fucking juddery style, I guess, that some asshole in the Roosh forum did it years ago, and now a lot of these clowns do it. Imagine for a second, though, if you will, that believing that real self-improvement meant buying fancy clothes. I want you to imagine that for a moment. Or even traveling. Look, traveling's cool. It's fun. Whatever. But that's something like a girl thinks. Like a fucking 17-year-old girl thinks is what life's all about. Like, I'm going to take a break after high school before I go to college, and I'm going to travel. I'm just going to travel. That's what you fucking sound like. Okay, books, I'll give you. Reading is great. You should read a lot, all right? But specifically, he talks about, in other tweets, how you need to build a library. Basically, get a bunch of books so you can put them on your shelf and look important. This sort of shit drives me nuts. Imagine thinking a big boy suit is self-improvement. All right, moving on from that. Didn't have a ton to say on that. I just wanted to share. We're going to watch some Gary Greenwald. Because, back in the day, back in the 80s, he taught us how He-Man was the devil. But he's still going on with Eagle Nest Ministries. Getting less views even than I do most of the time. But he's still going on. And he has a video. Apostle Gary Greenwald, 1, crossing over to Take America Back for God Prayer Conference 2016. Well, all right. We're gonna take America back, guys. Fucking libtards. Fucking libtards. We're gonna take America back from them. All right. So, let's watch this video, shall we? And let me check the audio real quick. Can we all hear that? Audio's good. Okay. Just want to check. Before I watch like half of it and everybody's saying like, no fucking audio, Bechtloff, you retard. All right, let's I like how in the side, by the way, here, this is just shitting on YouTube. YouTube is recommending to me my own stream. Like, would you like to watch your own stream? Oh, wow. Should I watch myself watching myself watching myself watching myself? Is that what we should do later, folks? Okay, so before we even begin, there's a fucking Israeli flag behind us, jackass. I hate this man so much. Everything about him is so hateable. There's a fucking Israeli flag standing equal to the American flag. If one of the men that Gary is pretending to be dressed up here, you know, if a man from that time period could be magically transported to the present day and saw this jackass with a foreign nation's flag behind him, he would probably hang him. He would probably challenge him to a duel, something along those lines. So we are fucking second into this. Already I hate this man. All fucking ready. He hasn't said a word yet. And already he's wrong. That's impressive, Gary. Also, you're not a fucking apostle. Stop. Where the fuck did you get that? You are not an apostle. A disciple, maybe? Although I think that's fucking debatable with you. But no, you're not a fucking apostle, Gary. Everything about this man. Everything about him is wrong. He is giving a speech and has managed to be wrong before he spoke a word. Did he like see Glenn Beck dress up in faggy outfits? And he thought, that's the key. Put an Israeli flag behind you and dress like a moron. Dress like you're doing a school play on fucking George Washington. That'll get their attention. That'll own the libs.
Just want to speak to the troops for a moment.
The troops who are dying for the country whose flag is behind me. And I'm going to give you a hint. It's not the one with the red in it.
In God's kingdom.
This is the other thing. Oh God, it's gonna take all night to get through this. So remember when he was complaining about Transformers and all the violence in it? And I said, I bet you this retard supports every stupid fucking war for Israel. You know, he's bothered by the violence of two cartoon robots punching each other, but he has no problem sending a 19-year-old to die for a foreign fucking nation. Sure enough, I fucking called it, didn't I? I should play the lottery more often because I must be fucking psychic. This is gonna take a while, I think.
We don't have subjects. We have sons. And sons are born,
God's kingdom.
Born in the Spirit, born again, so they can rule and reign instead and in the place of their Father who's ruling in heaven. But they're to rule and reign.
I kind of agree with what he's saying here, although he's stumbling over himself. That said, though, I still hate this man because he's dressed like a retard and he's standing behind a foreign nation. He's pledging his allegiance to a foreign nation's flag. I cannot reiterate that enough.
Here on earth. That's why God calls us kings and priests unto our God. Yeah. Churches often act like subjects, which we call them Christians, but in God's kingdom, we're called sons and ambassadors. So we need to get a new mindset tonight.
Who is filming this? Look at this. Look at this that's being filmed. The person filming this, I guess, is falling asleep. And the camera is falling. Look at the shot. Look at this shot. This man put this on his official ministry website. Look at this shot. It's fucking crooked, and we can't even see this moron's face anymore.
We ask and pray for, our Father is ready to give us. Our prayers, if done in faith, release angels to go forth and to turn the tide in this nation.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Oh, shit.
I was to rule the seen world, the world we see with our eyes, through the unseen world, which operates through His.
It's so hard to even focus on what this man is saying. With the shitty camera work, the fact that he's dressed how he's dressed and the Israeli flag. I cannot bring myself to focus on virtually anything this man is saying.
Sons being motivated by the invisible Holy Spirit. So God says,
How does this go on for 8 minutes? How is there possibly 8 minutes of this?
I can change everything you see in the seen world if you become my ambassadors in the unseen world and begin to decree my word into situations that look impossible. Now, if you are a king, you have to have something to rule over. If God calls you kings, what are we ruling over? God has created us because we're creators. God is our creator father, and he wants us to use our creativity to find new.
I really, it sounds like there's like 4 people at this conference. By the way, Gary's not getting a lot of feedback here, guys. Now, obviously, comments are disabled because apparently you're not allowed to be a king or an ambassador in the comment section. But, you know, not a lot of feedback. I would say everybody should go over it. Give him a thumbs up, guys. Yeah, he worked really hard at this, okay? I bet he made that costume all by himself. So give him some feedback, guys. Give him some feedback.
Things to rule and reign over. And since you are a king, I just want to remind you tonight, when you pray, you're not beseeching or begging.
We was kings.
You're decreeing what God has given you as a king. You have domain. The world is.
Again, not a theology expert, but I don't really know where God called us kings. Yes, we are adopted sons into the kingdom of God. I mean, that would make us princes more than anything else. But yeah, I don't believe he called us kings. I don't know that we was kangs. I don't know that that's a thing, Gary. Maybe if you took less time cosplaying, literally, maybe you could fucking find that for me in the Bible. But I don't know that that's a thing. I don't know.
Our domain,
I'm no
the
expert.
place that we
What do I
rule
know?
in. You have to discover your domain, because in the earth there is certain areas that you're going to have special rulership in. So some of you have, a domain that would reach to the government of America. Some other have a domain to have areas and geographical areas where the Holy Spirit is going to give you a reign. And why did God create us in the first place? To dominate and have dominion over the earth and all created things. God didn't create Adam just to be a caretaker in a garden. He said, I'm going to give you dominion over the fish.
That's, often if my dog's not, well, not my dog, it's my dad's dog right now. My poor dog is dead. Everyone press F for poor Loki. But if he was being stubborn, not listening to me, I'd yell, I have dominion over you, beast. Usually didn't work, but it was funny to yell. I often like yelling it.
The birds and the animals and the plants and the weather, all created things will be under your dominion. So when we pray tonight, we're not just asking God to do something. He is saying, I've given you the earth. Subdue it. Have dominion over it.
The guy filming this really needs to have dominion over his camera work.
And all these little
Did we get Michael J. Fox to film this? What the fuck?
puppet masters that call themselves politicians are just going to have to be removed by our Father because he is not happy about their unrighteousness.
How are you supposed to take anyone serious? If I went to a church and this was, first of all, I would probably walk out the moment I see an Israeli flag on the stage. But if I haven't walked out already, if my pastor comes out dressed like this fucking moron, I am going to loudly, like if I'm in a chair, I'm going to push my chair back, scraping it on the floor, stand up and just walk out. I will walk out in a very obvious way that just silently communicates my disdain. And if I'm a member of that church, the next day, I will send in my letter of resignation. Like, just resign my memberships. No, we're done. We're done. No more. It's time to stop.
And their greed and their sense of entitlement, where they think all the billions of dollars should come to them, and every one of us should live like paupers in the earth. I'm just telling you, God wants us to make a difference tonight. When you begin to give and help others, money starts working for you. Adam surrendered the management of the world to the devil when he disobeyed God. We know that. He went from a king to a subject. But Jesus has restored that kingship. I mean, Jesus said, I no longer call you servants, I call you my friends. And a servant doesn't...
And then Jesus said, Gary, why are you dressed like that? What is wrong with you? Gary, why is there an Israeli flag behind you? You are not an Israeli citizen. What are you doing, Gary? And then he said, Gary, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Doesn't know what his master is doing, so we're going to be friends. You're going to be kings with me. You're going to rule and reign with me. Romans 12:2. It just kind of tells us we're mentally damaged.
Yeah, you can say that again, Gary. Yeah, I think you hit a nail on the head there, buddy.
You're letting the world press you into confirmation. But be transformed by the transformation of your thinking, the renewing of your mind. So I say all that tonight because I want to just take some authority over things that are wrong in America. I was reading the story.
Are we not giving enough money to Israel? Is that what's wrong?
A Japanese admiral, that said that after they bombed Pearl Harbor, his submarine was sent with several others to bomb the coast of California. And they brought their submarines right into proximity to California, and they were going to continue their attacks.
You could play like boomer conservative bingo with this video. You got the fucking, you got him dressed up like Paul Revere over here, so you can check off cringy Revolutionary War shit reference. You can check off World War II reference. You can check off sucking Israel's dick. Really, like, we could have made boomer conservative bingo cards with this fucking shit and played this. Somebody would have won by now.
I think I'm going to read you the story because somebody was praying. This man got saved. And he said that we could not release our torpedoes and bombs on the west coast of California. Something prevented us. I'm just telling you, God's got angels. He's got his kingdom ready.
But no one prevented He-Man from going on the air, thus destroying this nation.
Come and fight for us. The Bible says they fought from heaven, and more were killed by the ice balls sent down by angels than those that were killed by Joshua's armies.
The ice balls? I thought the angels sent down fireballs. Are there whole different elemental angels I'm unaware of? Do any of them shoot lightning? I don't remember the ice. Maybe that's in there. I don't claim to be a theology expert. I thought it was fireballs. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, who knows?
I'm telling you, angels are ready to fight. They want to find some non-wimpy Christians. Admiral Sacco was in command of the Japanese submarines that entered Pearl Harbor and helped the Japanese fighter planes destroy the Hawaiian-based American naval vessels in the surprise attack of December 7th, 1941.
Who the hell cares? What does Pearl Harbor have to do with our current political, Pearl Harbor? Is that where America went wrong? Why? Let's talk about what's wrong with America now. Let me go off about Pearl Harbor for 4 fucking minutes.
Later, he maneuvered his submarines undetected to the very shores of the United States, and they attempted to assault the coast of California. Some years after the war, Admiral Sacco toured the United States and related what had transpired during those attempted attacks. It seems that since the attacks on Pearl Harbor, he had had an encounter with Jesus, who became his Savior. Now, it's after he became a Christian that he began to tell this story of how his son...
I don't know that any of this is actually a thing that happened, because I know this man just makes bullshit up. We saw that in his fucking He-Man video. This man just makes up bullshit.
Marines, which he was in charge of, could not attack the California coast. Going back to his testimonies, Admiral Sacco happened to attend a prayer meeting one night. It was just a small group, but there was a great sincerity and a spiritual power that permeated that prayer meeting. It was almost tangible. Admiral Sacco was converted in that meeting. He became a powerful Christian speaker. Eventually, he toured the United States, and repeatedly he told his audiences of the great need for a Christian world. But he spoke...
Now the music is way too loud.
...of the power of corporate prayer. Even this Japanese admiral, who was now saved, knew the power of corporate prayer. He described a strange bafflement during the war when he had approached the shores of the United States to fire upon her cities. He said, in his own words, we were unable to do any damage. It was the power of corporate prayer which protected your mainland, and we could not release our attacks.
Oh, that is rough. That is rough. Somebody in the chat says 1776 Israel, Pearl Harbor, our troops, the eternal boomer. Yes, indeed. The eternal boomer strikes again. Oh, man. Oh, that's a rough watch. That is a rough watch. Oh, Lordy. King David Hotel bombings. Somebody says USS Liberty. Yes, indeed. I'd like him to tell the story of the USS Liberty. Maybe he could tell that sometime. It is such a shame that man has no comments on his videos. That is a shame. Well, shit, I think I'm just about out of shit to talk about. Go through the chat a little bit here. Guarantee in mentioning what's wrong with America, he won't bring up how we're sexualizing kids or how our morals are trash or even how we have completely screwed the youth. Well, now, as a boomer conservative, he might bring up, oh, these damn young people with, like, yeah, he might bring up the, sexual issues, but it's always that boomer tier thing where it's like, somehow we're gonna blame the men for it entirely. He says, I really want to shove Gary into a locker. I have a feeling Gary, probably in the 50s when he was in fucking school, probably saw the inside of a locker a few times. Yeah, most likely. All right. Well, that's about all I got for tonight, folks. I did want to do some stream because I didn't do one on. Let's see. So he says, I always enjoy your shows. Last few have been really good. Well, thank you. Thank you. If you enjoy the shows, you can check out the PayPal, Patreon, and Amazon wish list. Are we going to watch his anti-rock video? That was someone else, actually. But no, I don't think I'm going to do that tonight. Because I'm pretty sure the documentary itself is an hour and a half. So it's going to take like 4 fucking hours. Donovan Warland says, is that piano music in Protestant churches? I'm not familiar, both and serious questions and a little cheeky. Generally, in most Protestant churches I've been in, I don't even like using that word anymore, but whatever. Most evangelical, Baptist, whatever. Most not Orthodox or not Catholic churches, nobody's playing the piano while the fucking pastor's talking. Of course, also in the churches I go to, nobody has a... Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of pro-Israel cucks, but nobody's bold enough to have an Israeli flag up there with the American flag. And the only thing you see that like flag, like the quote-unquote Christian flag, where it's like white and then there's like red in the corner with a white cross in it. You see that sometimes up there with it. And nobody... I've never seen a pastor dress like fucking Paul Revere to give... Do you even call that a sermon? What the fuck was that? But no. And yeah, we will watch the anti-rock video, the Hell's Bells. We're going to watch that here soon. Just probably not tonight. I'm not going to do it tonight. Thank you, though, that you've been enjoying the shows lately. You know, I'm having a little bit more fun with it here lately. You know, I'm not interested too much in following the news. I want to follow some fucking cringe. That's pretty much what I want to follow. I want to follow some fucking evangelical, for just the catch-all term. I know sometimes evangelical isn't the appropriate term, but you know, religious right. It's not a term that's big anymore, but those types. I want some cringe of those types. I'm in the mood for that. So if any of you can recommend videos along those lines, do check out the Discord. You know, you can contact me on Facebook, facebook.com/Bechtloff, twitter.com/Bechtloff podcast, no A in the word podcast. I don't have direct access to that, but Luke runs it for me. So if you tweet at it, odds are he'll let me know at some point. Facebook, if you still have Facebook, is the better way to get in touch with me. And then of course there's the Discord, and I'm still on Gab, but I never go on Gab because Gab's fucking insufferable anymore. nothing but boomer fucking neocon evangelicals arguing with fucking Wignats all day. That's Gab. But yeah. But we're gonna have some more fun in the next few days. We're gonna be watching some cringe. We're gonna be having a laugh. That's the plan going forward for the channel. I'm not interested in fighting fucking crusades anymore. I'm not interested. We're not saving the West. You know, every once in a while I'll do a stream if I'm in a pissy mood where I'm gonna pour my heart out. We did a little stream of that earlier this week. Just lamenting how terrible the world is sometimes. Because I'm, you know, every once in a while this is therapy for me. But for the most part, we're gonna get up here and we're gonna just have some fucking fun. We're gonna laugh at some goofy shit. That's the plan for this channel going forward. You know, I'm sure y'all work hard. You know, whatever box factory you work at, and you deserve some quality content when you get home. A little something to laugh at. So that's the plan with the channel going forward. Pardon me. Laugh at some fucking cringe. You know, we'll laugh at Arini, probably some more. I have no doubt. Oh man, somebody just showed me. I get leaks off of his Discord all the time. People just send them to me in like private messages and shit. Arini has the worst fucking OPSEC in the world. Like, I don't care. I've only ever banned one person from my Discord, and it was Tom Bombadil, because he just insisted on being so insufferable. Everybody begged me to ban him, because Tom's kind of a spurg like that. So, I don't know. I don't like throwing the ban hammer down. I really don't like doing it. I'm not spoony, all right? But Davis has a super secret Discord that only his 6 or 7 remaining dick riders are allowed on. And, because, you know, nobody can make fun of Davis needs a safe space. But despite his attempt at having a safe space, people still show me fucking leaks from it all the time. So Davis is going on. Davis now apparently owns 2 Mazdas. You know, he goes on about the fucking Mazda Miata or whatever, about how it's the best sports car ever, even though it's for fags. And Davis apparently owns 2 Mazdas now. This single man who lives in a shitty fucking dive now owns 2 fucking Mazdas. Now Davis claims he's making a lot of money right now at his current job. He's in sales. I don't know what he's selling Rumor has it his ass. But other than that, I don't know exactly what he's selling. But supposedly he's making money right now. And of course, Davis is like... Of course, Davis Arini with money equals... Well, there's a phrase for what that equals. It's something I'm not allowed to say on YouTube anymore because, you know, all those terms and services on YouTube, and I'm a good boy. I always follow the rules. But it's N-word rich is the phrase for what Davis Arini is the moment he gets money. I'm going to buy 2 fucking cars. I'm going to buy 2 fucking cars. Hey, I don't know if he's making payments on them or what, but that's so fucking dumb. That is so fucking dumb. So mark my words, we will be making fun of good old Rooney in the future because he will most likely put out some really fucking retarded streams. Boogie sends $2. I just saw it, and there we go. I got to get that sound clip fixed. If Arini has money, will he turn on the lights? I don't know. You know, he's buying too many Mazdas to be able to afford. Imagine being I'm a car guy. I'm obsessed with Mazdas. It's so fucking gay. Oh, get me a Mazda Miata. I can't even say Mazda the wrong way he says it either. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Like I said, going forward, we're gonna mostly just laugh at some goofy shit. That's just about all I want to do here anymore. And if you enjoy the content, you enjoy the show, do consider supporting the show. We got the PayPal. You send a PayPal, a one-time PayPal donation of any amount. You can, buy me some goofy shit off the Amazon wish list, and you can also support the Patreon. Those are all greatly appreciated, and to be honest, donations are particularly appreciated right now because I'm currently doing my Christmas shopping. So now more than ever, I could use a couple extra bucks. Just about done, actually. Just about done. I think like 3 things I need to pick up so far. 2 or 3 things, something like that. And, yeah, that's about all I got for tonight, folks. I want to thank you all for listening. Bechtloff out.